Come on in, guys. Welcome to Idled Out, where we talk all things Survivor. My name is Luke, and today we're talking about 5 more of the saltiest blindside reactions in Survivor history. Last week, I had way too much fun covering Survivor's saltiest exits, but many of you pointed out many more wonderfully salty blindside reactions in the comments. So I'm heading into the salt mines yet again, in search of, well, more salt. Why else would I be going in there? Since I kinda did things out of order here, this video will constitute Survivor's 10th through 6th saltiest blindside reactions. So if you missed last week's video, you can watch this one, then go watch that one. I'll include a link in the description. If you happen to have already caught last week's video, stick around, there's still some great blindside reactions here. Same rules as last time apply. This won't include salty final words. We'll only be talking about salt in between when the final vote is read and when the torch is snuffed. All that said, let's talk about 5 more of Survivor's saltiest exits. At number 10 is Ozzy in Survivor Micronesia, which I maintain is the single most exciting blindside in Survivor history. Considering Ozzy's fantastic physical performance in challenges, his solid majority alliance at Favorite Beach, including a showmance with Amanda, the immunity idol in his back pocket, and hero worship from some of the fans, Ozzy seemed set to cruise control right to the end of this season, especially at Final 9, when it's pretty clear that Jason's going home. Everyone in this tribe is some shade of a line together, except for him. Incredibly, this stick with a face on it turned out not to be an immunity idol, so Jason's really out of allies and out of options here, which makes his decision to step down during the immunity challenge all the more baffling. You see, Jason's given the choice to step down from competing and score his tribe a bunch of food, but he'll only do that if they guarantee not to vote him out. You know what else guarantees that people won't vote you out, Jason? So everyone goes around promising Jason he's safe, and Jason makes what is somehow not even the dumbest move of this season and steps down from immunity. Back at camp, everyone immediately targets Jungle Boy, but Suri and Parvati realize that with Ozzy in the rare position of not having individual immunity, and him feeling safe because a Jason vote is a done deal despite all those pinky promises, this is the safest shot they'll ever have at Ozzy. So they rally Natalie and Alexis to take out Ozzy, and then loop in Jason, who has no choice but to do what the ladies tell him to do. It's here that the Black Widow Brigade is truly solidified, the official alliance paperwork signed in Ozzy's blood.
Thanks, guys. Ozzy, tribe spoken.
God, you know a blindside is good when a juror nearly pulls a muscle reacting to it. So why was Ozzy so salty? Well, he tells us at Final Tribal Council, chewing Parvati out for robbing him of 14 more days with the love of his life, Amanda.
I honestly feel like I started to fall in love with you. I'm glad I didn't win Cook Island so that I could be here and have met you.
Thank you.
As we all know, there are only 2 appropriate ways to respond to someone telling you that they love you. Thank you, and, well, you know. At number 9 is Neil getting voted off of the jury by Michelle in Survivor Co-Wrong, and then his subsequent bizarre speech. You know, Survivor viewers complain a lot about grandstanding jurors who give these impassioned, rehearsed speeches in an effort to sway other jurors one way or another, but no one's ever dropped one on their way out the door before. Enter Neil, who was the victim of both an admittedly very unfair twist and an admittedly very disgusting infection. Neil started on the Brains tribe in this Brains v Brawn v Beauty season, quickly forming a strong alliance with Aubrey in the early days of the game, as well as a larger 4-way alliance with Debbie and Joe. It's at Brains Beach that Neil also clinches an immunity idol, which most definitely would have seen play at the merge if Neil wasn't removed from the game. Speaking of the merge, Brawn and Beauty unite to take out the remaining Brains, which almost certainly would have sent Aubrey out of the game here. But fate, thankfully, intervenes. And fate is an Aubrey stan. Neil's medically evacuated for a massive infection on his leg, but Jeff assures him there's a silver lining. He's officially on the jury and will 100%, most definitely, get to vote for the winner. 100%. For the next 19 days, Neil champions Aubrey from the jury bench, but is shocked to stroll into tribal council on day 38 and see that Michelle won the ability to remove a juror. Wow, I wonder who she'll pick.
You came to this game thinking you're a badass bitch, but you're more like a cute little puppy. You're still suckling at the teat, and I don't think you stand a chance.
I'm free to go.
You know, you'd think a guy in silly ice cream pants and a bow tie would be a little more fun. This speech is also like a pretty epic misread of the jury, considering, you know, the results. Now, I can only speculate, but I'm pretty sure that this was going to be the token grandstanding jury speech of the season. But Neil was still trying to memorize it, so when he was abruptly voted off the jury, he just recited what he had ready off the top of his head before awkwardly leaving. Just imagine an entire jury speech of this. I've actually changed my mind. The juror removal is actually a pretty good twist. At number 8 is Chicken's expletive exit as the first boot in Survivor China. Chicken started on the ill-fated Zhanhu tribe and is a man of few words. In fact, I'd argue he's a man of one word. But as a folksy southern farm boy from Virginia, Chicken does know a thing or two about roughing it outdoors and building stuff. He's a natural fit to get this tribe up and running. One look around and it's pretty clear that no one else here is going to know anything about life outdoors. Chicken, however, is both very soft-spoken and clearly a little sensitive. So when he receives some minor pushback on one of his ideas while building the camp, he immediately steps back out of the leadership role, lets this tribe continue spinning its wheels, and refuses to give his opinion on any matter at all, ever again.
Chicken, what do you think? We do the shelter here instead of back up there.
Whatever y'all guys want to do, I'll do it.
Yeah, but what do you think?
Chicken's an asset on this tribe, even if he doesn't exactly fit in socially with the rest of them. In fact, he was probably put on this tribe specifically so that this group of people would have some guidance on shelter building, making fire, and other general, not dying skills. This tribe needs Chicken to lead them, at least in the early days of the game, but he's so aggressively and intentionally indecisive that he seals his own fate as the first boot, much to his surprise.
First person voted out of Survivor China. Chicken.
Now that is some oversalted chicken. I do feel pretty bad for Chicken. He never stood a chance of fitting in culturally on this tribe. They're just a little too 90210. If he were over on Fei Long, he easily could have gotten on with people like Aaron, James, Denise, Leslie, but instead, Chicken was on Zhanhu, damned to be the first boot. At number 7 is Missy in Survivor Island of the Idols, and her long-winded, kinda murdery exit speech. Missy started on the Lyro tribe, and in the early days was at the center of this tribe both socially and strategically. She was in a super tight alliance with both Elizabeth and Aaron, and successfully pulled off the biggest blindside of the pre-merge when she took out Chelsea to weaken Dean. You know, Dean, the guy on this tribe with all the power, agency, and game savviness.
Huh?
At the swap, Missy sent to Vokai along with Elizabeth, Aaron, and Elaine, up against 4 original Vokai. This is the part of the game where Missy's iron grip starts to loosen. With a 4-4 split, Elaine's willing to go to rocks for this crew, but no one else is. And Missy, Elizabeth, and Aaron fold immediately, pledging allegiance to Tommy and Lauren before they even lose a challenge. Thanks to Elaine, who gets the ability to block a vote, the 4 old Lyro make it through this tribe swap intact in spite of themselves, as Elaine uses this vote block to turn the 4-4 split into a 4-3 split. Anyone in particular we want to vote out here? Anyone at all? Any one person in particular? At the merge, actually, let's just fast forward to the next episode. At the final 11, the tribe is randomly divided into 2 groups that will each be attending tribal council. Missy's tribe for a day consists of herself, Elizabeth, Elaine, Karishma, and Tommy, which is a pretty great draw for her, all things considered. Tommy's the obvious target, but Elaine and Karishma flip on Missy because they're tired of being told how to vote, and send her out of the game. Eventually.
Oh, who did it?
Came after me.
I didn't come after you.
Are we done here or... okay, there's more.
It was you that was the third boat, though.
Yeah.
That's wild, E.
All right, Greer Garson, let's wrap this up. Strange, murdery turn there at the end, but Missy's vengeance was placed in good hands. At number 6 is Patrick in Survivor Heroes versus Healers versus Hustlers. Patrick is on the Hustlers tribe and aligned quickly with Allie, who he actually knew in real life from before the game started. So yeah, obviously he's gonna align with her. Kinda weird that they're on the same season and the same tribe, but whatever. Patrick's a guy who just wants to be loved. Lauren likens him to a big kid, and I'd say that's an accurate assessment. But like most kids, Patrick gets irritating and quick. He earns himself a reputation as the comic relief of this tribe, but like Jar Jar Binks kinda comic relief, not the good kinda comic relief. It's all too much for everyone, particularly Lauren, whose tolerance for shenanigans is obviously 0. I mean, look at her. Despite his personality rubbing most people the wrong way, Patrick survives the Hustlers' first tribal council in episode 2 over Simone because he's good in challenges and she's a bit of a fish out of water in the outdoors.
I did it! Yes!
But no such luck by episode 3. Patrick botches the third immunity challenge for the Hustlers, refusing to switch out on the sandbag throwing portion of the challenge, despite visibly being out of gas and increasingly missing his throws. Sub in Devin, dude. Who do you think you are? Keith? Patrick seems to be under the impression that he's in no danger at all. He spends far too much of his final afternoon hanging around with Lauren, the person he intends to vote out in just a few hours, instead of reinforcing his own safety with his alleged allies. While Pat's away, Ryan, Devin, and Allie consider taking him out. If the cartoony antics drive the tribe towards voting him out, it's his stubbornness in the challenge that pushes them over the edge.
You guys are awful.
Well, the boisterous facade dropped quickly, didn't it? Hey, at least you were kind of a main character in episodes 2 and 3. That's more than Jar Jar got. Got nothing else for ya. To help me get some high views, like and subscribe, and I'll get you more Survivor content just like this. Until next time, don't get idled out.